I hope everybody's doing well this morning and welcome. It's always a pleasure to be able to participate with these guys, a very active, very exciting group to be affiliated with. I've got a lot to cover with in a half an hour here, so I won't take too long, but I made some notes, if you'll forgive me from talking to my notes as opposed to just talking off the cuff. I got to talk a little closer, a little deeper too, apparently. No. I'm going to put this down here. But, I mean, the RMTAO is very important because it's the only group that advocates for RMTs in Ontario. And much of my personal focus within the association is on advocating to ensure that RMTs continue to play an important role in Ontario healthcare. And this includes making sure that RMTs are a valuable part of interprofessional healthcare teams, which I'll mention more about in a little bit, advocating for RMTs to be treated more fairly by insurance companies. And I do a lot of that, especially personal. I mean, a lot of people phone me having challenges with insurance companies. Removing barriers are a big part of what we do at the association. And one of the biggest barriers is around remitting HST or GST, as it's known in most provinces outside of Ontario. And although we have not yet obtained HST exemption this year so far, we've made some very encouraging progress that I'm really excited to tell you about shortly. In addition to our advocacy efforts, the RMTAO provides our members with tools they need to be successful. And this can include practical resources that help members better understand the profession, their obligations, how to effectively market themselves, increase their business acumen. It also includes a lot of discounts and programs that we have that more than compensate you for the cost of our membership. We also provide regular updates on relevant messages in the massage therapy area, the discount programs I've mentioned, and we give direct practice advice. And we're very accessible. I mean, all you have to do is call us, reach out to me personally. I respond to everybody who reaches out to me. My email is michael@rmtao.com. So don't be shy. If you've got a challenge, I may or may not know the answer, but I know all the right people to ask. And that includes, I'll mention it a little bit, the CMTO, insurance companies, and other organizations that are really hard to get to. One of the big projects that we've undertook last year was integrating massage therapy into government-funded healthcare initiatives. Now, what that means is, as you may be aware, there's things called family health teams and community health centers. These are open to all regulated health professions with a few exceptions. One of the exceptions is massage therapists. These are funded salaried jobs funded by the province with benefits and pension plans. And so we were sort of left out of this loop, and to get us into the loop, we sponsored this pilot project where we embedded two FTEs, two massage therapists, into a community health center called the West Toronto Community Health Services, now known as Community Care Health. And this organization, for example, if you're not familiar with it, provides mental health and addiction services with supportive housing, community support services for seniors, persons with disabilities, home care, and interprofessional primary care. So they have their own doctors and nurses and nurse practitioners, physiotherapists, and others, multi-range of healthcare specialists working there. And so integrating massage therapy into these kinds of health teams is a very important step. So we've done a lot of advocacy prior to the pilot project, and the pilot project has just been completed. Patients were providing positive feedback about their experience in massage therapy integrated into the primary care setting. And it's an integrated team. So it's not an interprofessional team that many of you might know. It's actually a fully integrated team where all of these health professionals work together to help their patients, their clients. The pilot was independently monitored by a third-party company, so the information that was gathered is been verified separate from us, so it has a lot of credibility when you take that information to the Ministry of Health. It looked at things from a product perspective, what's called the quadruple aim. The quadruple aim measures the health cost benefits of integrating the massage therapy into the system, and it also shows what the effect is on patient care and also provider care. So it's a really full scope perspective on the value that massage therapy brings. This information is all available on our website, and if you're a member and you get the Friday file, we just recently sent out the results of the pilot. We also made a presentation at Team Primary Care Summit in Ottawa, and the response to our presentation, this is with about 300 health professionals from across Canada, was exceptionally good. We made a short presentation about the pilot project, and we got some really good feedback. I will be shortly meeting with members of the provincial parliament. They have already been prepped by us about the pilot. The fact that we were willing to sort of put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, was very, very important to them. So the Minister of Health is someone who I've already talked to that's very interested in hearing the results, and as well as the Department of Long-Term Care. So very, very key people that will influence this, as well as Ontario Health, who, for those of you that may not know, funds hospitals and primary care teams and things like that. The opportunity to promote the pilot project in the fall is going to be really exciting, and we will share that information as it happens with our members through the Friday file and things like that. Some of the other things that we did last year, we hosted our first Queen's Park Day since 2018. And it was a great opportunity for me, especially, to meet so many different volunteers who participated, as well as key MPPs and their staff. One of the main goals of Queen's Park Day was to increase support for a private members bill that was introduced to declare the third Wednesday of each October as Massage Therapy Day, to bring increased recognition to the profession in the province. It's also something that we can do some public relations and support around. And that bill is making its way slowly but surely through the House of Commons, or the Queen's Park House of Commons. We also shared with the MPPs the importance of HST exemption. Although it's a federal issue, we want the support of the provincial government people as well on that. And we also asked for amendments to regulation so RMTs would no longer need to get third-party sign-off for treatment plans related to motor vehicle accidents through the form OCF 18. We got a really good response. We met with close to 100 different individuals that were either MPPs themselves or with their office staff or their bureaucrats. And this led to a number of meetings following up, especially with the Ministry of Long-Term Care, who's very interested in understanding how massage therapy can help keep people at home and out of institutions. One of the biggest issues for us is, of course, HST exemption. This is a federal issue, so we've had to work through our national association, which is called the CMTA, or the Canadian Massage Therapists Association, but it's been led primarily by the RMTAO, your association, because it is such an important issue to our members. There was, up until 2019, some barriers to getting this exemption, which was the fact that you needed to have 5 provinces regulated. It was only in 2019 that happened. And then there was also COVID, and I needed to bring together all of the associations from across Canada to sort of make sure that we had a national ask together on behalf of all massage therapists in Canada. The good news is that Krista Freeland, the Minister of Finance and Deputy Prime Minister, has acknowledged that massage therapy meets the criteria for HST exemption. And she's acknowledged that in formal letters in terms of the application. And she's confirmed that the government is considering this request. We also did a number of other activities to ensure that they've got top priority and made awareness. We have a private members bill before the House of Commons that passed first reading. It was actually supported by all of the House, the Conservatives, the NDP, the Bloc, with the exception of the Liberals, unfortunately. But the fact that it passed, I think, has led it to sort of the Finance Committee for consideration. So that was a very encouraging development. We also have a petition that we put out last year where 18,000 people from across Canada, close to 40%, if not 45% of those were people from Ontario, supported the petition. The petition was tabled in the House of Commons, which basically means it was brought to the attention of the House of Commons. That meant that they had to respond. And we got a response from Minister Freeland reaffirming that this is still on the government's radar. And I believe that's a very promising sign for the next budget series. To ensure that HST remains an important top-of-mind issue for Minister Freeland, who's a key player, obviously, in this. We've asked our members to write her a letter. We provided a form letter that went out to all of our membership, and we have had over 200 people write her a letter. So I encourage you, if you are able to write a letter to Minister Freeland urging her to consider massage therapy for exemption to HST. We will be meeting with her and her representatives in the fall as well. One of the other things that we do is we have close relationships with a lot of critical organizations. One top of mind, of course, is the CMTO, which is the regulator. And I meet with the regulator, the registrar rather, every month and share input that I get. If there is a problem or a challenge that a member has, I bring it right to her attention immediately. And so that has really created an open dialogue between us. And believe me, we're not afraid to bring any subject up that's a concern to our members. And I usually get a very quick response and get back to whoever is responding. But we also deal with other bigger issues. We're talking to the CMTO about scope of practice and other key issues. But this year was a breakthrough year in some respects in that we did a series of town hall events across Ontario. Along with the Register Maureen Boone, I visited St. Catharines, Guelph, Peterborough, Kingston, Ottawa, Thunder Bay, and Toronto. Throughout the month it's all done throughout the month of May. And I made presentations essentially kind of like the one I'm doing today. But the CMTO also did their presentation. It was a great opportunity because you had both the association and the regulator in the same room at the same time. So it was a good way to ask questions and get some kind of an answer from one or the other, because sometimes people confuse the roles of each organization, or there may be an issue that both have a perspective on. The town halls were very successful and very well attended. I think we had over 300 people attending the different meetings, and we received a lot of positive feedback at every meeting. It also was a good way to network with your colleagues, because there is such high attendance. People don't often come together to network with each other. This was a great way to do that. There is some other associations that we're affiliated with that we do a lot of good work through. One is the WSIB Health Forum. I'm actually the chair of that forum, and we've been able to get fee increases since 2022, I think it is. So the fees have increased, I think, 28% since that time. There's also a group called the Auto Coalition that we're working very closely with the Minister of Finance to ensure that they come through with their promise to increase fees for auto insurance, which have been suppressed for such a long time. And there's other groups of associations that we belong to. One of the benefits of being a member of the association is that we provide discounted webinars on a variety of topics. So they're primarily virtual, so you can attend through any part of the province. We also have some in-person ones. But I forget what we charge, but it's not a very significant fee. So it's a very affordable way of getting continuing education. We also have our own virtual conference, which was a big success last year. And we even had people from outside of Ontario attending. We have keynote speakers and different workshops and things like that at these conferences. And in light of the success that we had, we're going to be doing another virtual conference on April the 6th, 2025. I hope to have some speakers from outside of Canada presenting there, particularly Australia, to get a different perspective. So it'd be very interesting to see perspectives on massage therapy in different countries. We also have a lot of practical resources. This year we did a big survey to determine the average rate RMTs charge divided into different regions. So we had the regional information, because the prices tend to be different in different parts of the provinces. We also included other related information, including how often RMTs raise their rates, how RMTs handle canceled or missed appointments. At the same time, we created a member resource providing guidance on fee-related issues such as receipts, gift certificates, and compensation models, and HST considerations. So lots of little things that help you be more successful as an RMT are available through the association. We also do a series of profiles on RMTs who work in different settings, so that you can get a perspective on different ways to pursue your career. We did focus on professional sports, breast cancer survivors, LGBTQ plus focused practices, and of course working in primary care, which I've talked a little bit about already. We also help our members promote massage therapy through a series of social media posts and use of infographics, highlighting both the benefits of massage therapy and the value of using this information. One of the other things that I'll mention before closing is that we have something called community-based networks. There's close to, I think, about 20 of them in Ontario. These we call CBNs for short. This is a great way to meet other colleagues and network. Particularly if you're starting out, you can become mentored by a more senior massage therapist that participates in the group. The meetings are both virtual and in person. And if you contact us or contact me, we can easily connect you with a community-based network near you. They may have their own meeting topics, but based on interests of the group. But we also provide them with templates based on a variety of topics, as well as meeting promotion and how to support and make their meetings successful. So we have some funding that we use so people can buy coffee and some snacks and things like that. Some of the recent topics included Strive, sprains and strains, treatment planning, and self-care. We also have free virtual meetings through guest speakers. And recently we had Emily McKay host a free meeting for CBNs, providing advice on how to set prices. We also introduced something new for us. We have a CBN focused specifically on recent graduates and massage therapy students. So many of you here are in that position, and so you can participate in this virtual group because it's not assigned to any region, it's province-wide, to help you get started in the profession and help you. The group provides mentorship, advice, and peer support to how to be more successful as you grow into your role as an RMT. We also have school ambassadors that go into the schools, especially some of the people who are students here will have encountered some of our student ambassadors. That's very important to us. We have over 1,000 student members as part of the association. And we know that reaching out to the students and being involved in the schools is very important to not only the future of the association, but also the future of the profession. I'll just mention lastly that we have a lot of discounts. I was just being told by a colleague in the hallway that we actually have more discounts, way more discounts than the cost of our membership, which is true, but it was interesting hearing him say that to me. So we introduced something called Intelligent Office, which offers members with mobile practices a business address, mailing services, reception services, and room rentals. But other programs that we have offer discounts to include practice management software, tax and accounting help, phone plans, workwear, VisitTrack to offer patients exercise videos, and home insurance. And of course, the home insurance covers especially the situations that, working from home. So it's specifically focused for RMTs. And you can also get a free listing on RMT Find, which helps members search for RMTs by postal code in their area. And of course, we have liability insurance through the association, which is discounted at a very favorable price. And I think that's kind of, what I would like to share with you before opening it up to questions. So we do a lot of promotion. We do a lot of I think from the profession perspective, the advocacy that we do is very, very important. And I think if you're an RMT that's interested in a career as a massage therapist, supporting the association is probably one of the best things that you can do to ensure that you have a bright future going forward. But we do have a lot of discounts. We are very active with a lot of exciting new initiatives like the pilot program that I mentioned. And hopefully we'll have some good news on massage therapy. So with that, I'll close. And I don't know if there's questions. It's kind of dark out there, but I'm happy to field any questions. Or if you want to ask me something after the conference, I'm very, very accessible to you. So thank you very much.